Hey guys, so in this part of the section, we're going to be continuing our getting user input. And as you can see, I said part 2 over here. And yeah, I hope you guys got to understand the part 1. Hopefully it wasn't too challenging for you guys, because this time we're moving into part 2. And if you're new to this channel, please leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. So what I'm going to do now is create our scanner object. I want to show you something. And I'm going to name it console is equal to new scanner system.in. And a lot of people make the mistake of saying system.int here. No, it's system.in because we're trying to get the user input. So yeah, I don't know why people make that mistake, but they do. And then what we're going to do next is say console.next int. I'm just gonna say system.next int, and we're gonna get an integer value from the user, and we're gonna name this number 1. So what we want to do is grab 2 numbers from the user and then add them together and then give them the output. So I'm going to make another one, which is, I'm going to call it number 2, and then equal to console.next int. And from here, as you can see, I have grabbed 2 user prompts. So someone will insert their number for the first time, and then they insert the number for the second time. And then what I want to do with those numbers is add them and give them the output. So I'm going to create the third variable, and I'm going to call it sum. And I'll initialize it as number 1 plus number 2. Like this. This is how you can add 2 numbers from a user, or 3, or whatever. Depends on you. If we had the third number, we'd say that if we call it number 3, then this is what we would do. So right now we only have 2, so we'll just say int sum is equal to number 1 plus number 2. Number 1 plus number 2. And we have our system.out.println, and then we pass in sum. Then we're going to run this. What's going on? Okay. Now it expects us to add something, to type something inside this console. So I'm going to type 67, and that's our first number, and then our second number will be 34, and then it gives us the output. So this is what we expected, right? So it added the 2 numbers and it gave us the output. Now remember, we can tell the user to enter the first number and the second number using this print statement. Please enter first number, and then our second prompt message, please enter second number. I'm going to remove that ln to avoid having the user the answer being typed on the next line. So now we get this prompt message, please enter first number 34, please enter second number 77. And then we get our output. We can also give out a nice message that says, I'm first gonna say number 1 plus number 2 okay, we're gonna concatenate this plus symbol because we want to get a nice message that says number 1 plus number 2 is equal to the sum. So when you run this, you'll see, okay, you get an error. What did I do wrong? Number 1, okay, forgot this plus symbol. And 23, 11, C, we get 23 plus 11 is equal to 34. So I want to show you something else. Now, let's say you want to, instead of printing out sum over here, let's say we didn't have this guy over here. Now you want to print out directly to the system.out.println line statement. You want to output, I'm just going to put this on the next line so we can all see. Number 2 plus, sorry, number 1 plus number 2. So as you can see here, we have number 1, and then we have this, we concatenated this plus symbol, and then we concatenated it with the second number. So it's going to say whatever number we entered. Let's say we entered 23. It's going to say 23 plus 11 is equal to whatever this is. So we're expecting it to give us an output of whatever we whatever the sum of the numbers we entered. So the first number is going to be 20, and the second number, I'll just say 10. So we're expecting 30, right? But we get 20, 10, or 2010. We're not supposed to be getting that number, right? That's not what we want. We want to get the sum of these two numbers. Now, why is this happening? Because as soon as you add a string to your System.out.println statement, it converts everything to a string. So instead of adding these two numbers, it adds 20 as a string with 10 as a string. So whatever the number is here is going to output that number and this number instead of the sum of those two numbers. So if you want to have the sum, you would have to wrap these around brackets or parentheses, and then now only you will get the output. 20, 10. There we go. So just be careful when you're doing this and you run into problems like that. Just wrap your mathematical statement around parentheses so that Java can know that, okay, you're trying to do a mathematical operation inside these parentheses. And that's what I wanted to talk about, and I think there's more I wanted to talk about. I wanted to show you guys something else, so I'm going to remove everything here. I want to create a string, and then I'm going to call it name is equal to console dot next line, and I wanted to create a number data type. Number, okay, I'm just going to call it age. Console dot next int. I am name plus I am age years. Let's put this on the next line. Age years old. So as you can see here, we've concatenated I am with name. So it's going to say I am name, whatever the name we entered, and I am age years old. So whatever the age that person entered is going to be outputted on the terminal. So I wanted to show you something. Okay, so we don't have a prompt message because I didn't create that. Never mind. Anyway, John Doe, 12 years old. I am John Doe. I am 12 years old. Okay, so as you can see, everything was smooth there. So let's try to add another string data type. So I'm gonna call this address and console.next line. And I'm going to extend this to I live at address. So I wanted to show you guys. Oh, why is it slow this time? Okay, so first is John Doe, 13 years old, and there we go. This is what we get. We get this is a common error we get when we use strings. When we first have an integer that accepts input, and then we have a string after, we always get this this sort of error thing, because we get this works, John Doe, and then the integer, and then next you were expecting it to ask you to enter the address prompt message, so that you can get the output. I am John Doe, I am 13 years old, and I live at address. So it's not asking you to do that. So this is, I'm not sure if it's a bug on their side, but yeah, it's I don't think it's supposed to be doing that. Java does that. So if you want to escape this error, what you have to do is say before your string, after the integer, or after the double, if you have a double, or if you're using something that accepts a number of any sort. So you would say console.nextLine. This always works. Now let's run it. And then John 3, and then now it works. Okay, sorry, let's just redo that. John 45, Jason, Pedro. Hey, I am John, I am 45 years old, and I live at Jason Pedro. So everything works. So just be careful with this. You might get this error a lot, and you might feel a little bit frustrated. So just to escape that, you need to use this console.nextLine, or whatever the name of your object is. If the name of your object was input, you would say input.nextLine. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found this information useful, and please leave a like and subscribe. Sometimes I forget how to say these things because I'm quite new. Please leave a like and subscribe, and meet me on the next video.